Ladies and gentlemen, quickly, second speaker affirmative. Your job includes introduction of your work. Second job is rebuttal. Your second role as second speaker affirmative is rebuttal. Who are you rebutting? You are rebutting the first speaker team opposition. So after your first speaker team affirmative have spoken, all right, which I just explained now, this first speaker team opposition will come up and rebut him, introduce their team case, do a team split, and summarize, give his arguments, summarize them, and all whatnot. Then you come up as second speaker affirmative, and your first role is introduction. Secondly is rebuttal of whatever arguments that the opposition has presented through the first speaker. Your third role is summary of the first speaker's arguments. Pardon me, let me take that again. Introduction, rebuttal of first speaker opposition. Thirdly is summary of your first speaker's argument. Ladies and gentlemen, in our first speech, my first speaker, the indefatigable C. Charles, spoke to you and told you that this house, as state government supports, legalization of euthanasia in the State. He told you first of all this, secondly that, thirdly this. We strongly support this, and I will be interested on this point as second speaker affirmative. Now, you see what you've done as second speaker is that you reminded the adjudication panel of what your first speaker said in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds. Later in this series, we're going to discuss timing and how to manage time in debating. Very critical. All right. So in 30 seconds, you could just summarize whatever your first speaker have said as second speaker. Because I have been a debate adjudicator numerous times, and I can tell you for free, there are times where the team arguments are only clear or clarified to the adjudicators when someone brings it up again. Sometimes, if you're lucky, when opposition tries to rebut it and they now highlight and say this is what you said, it now makes more sense to the adjudication panel. Because sometimes in a bid to be in a hurry or to be fast or to beat time, speakers can, speak in tongues and the adjudication may not hear them. All right? So, when you come up as second speaker affirmative, it's quintessential that you summarize the job or the work that your first speaker has done. All right, and then you move further to the fourth role of the second speaker affirmative, which is argument, reasoning, and presentation of evidence. This is your own arguments now. Your fifth job is to summarize your own arguments, and then lastly, you conclude. So let me remind you of what I've just said. Second speaker affirmative, the first is introduction of your work. Secondly is introduction of your speech. If I say your work, I'm talking about your speech. Secondly is rebuttal of first speaker opposition. And thirdly is summary of your first speaker's speech, which is first speaker affirmative. Fourth is presentation of your arguments, reasoning, and evidence. Fifth, summary of your own work, of your own speech. And then lastly, conclusion.